This is a quick run through of Alpha Pro. It's a 4-channel VCA with mixing facilities built in and a few other things. All 4 channels are identical, so let's have a quick look at one channel. Each channel has 2 mono inputs with their own attenuators, and those are summed before they go to the VCA. There are 2 gain CV inputs, again with their own attenuators, which are also summed before they control the VCA. And there's a stereo output with a manual pan control and CV control, again with its own attenuator. The initial gain control is just added to the CV input. So with no CV in, it just acts as a volume control. The response of each VCA can be either linear or log. There's a 0 crossing control to get rid of annoying clicks with very fast gain CVs. And each channel has 2 drive modes. 0 is off, mode 1 is a soft clip, and mode 2 is a much harder clip for a much grittier sound. We'll listen to some of those later when we do some patching. Any or all of the VCAs can be mixed together. There are 2 mix buses. If the VCA is in mix bus 0, that essentially means off, and each VCA is acting independently. But if you set 2, say, to mix bus 1, and these 2 to mix bus 2, then channels 1 and 2 are mixed together, and they both output the same thing, the sum of the 2 channels. And channels 3 and 4 are being mixed together, and they both output the same thing. But you can, of course, mix as many as you like of the channels together. Signal path of Alpha Pro by default is DC. There are some links on the back of the board which allow you to control various options. By removing one of those links, you can make the signal path AC, although the low cutoff frequency of that filter that's put in place is very low. It's below 2 Hz. So you can still use each channel with CVs with an LFO, for instance, with no problem. You can break out those 4 controls to this optional switch for the front panel. So let's patch some sounds and see how all these features work. So here I've patched a fairly straightforward 2 oscillators through a resonant low-pass filter and then into 1 channel of Alpha Plus, and it sounds like this. Fairly nice, but perhaps a little bit polite. So let's go straight to crunchy drive mode. So a little bit more rock and roll. Let's turn it down a bit. Just a slightly softer mode, drive mode 1. Turn the drive down a little bit more. Gives us a slightly warmer drive. Just to remind you, that's what it's like with no drive on. Let's play with that drive mode 2 a bit more. Kind of like it turned up to 11. Let's try something else. So here I've patched a kick drum sound just using pinging a resonant low pass filter again with a fairly short envelope. At the moment that's going into channel 2, and channel 2 is acting standalone. We're listening to channel 1, so let's click it into the mix bus that channel 1 is on, and we should hear the 2 mixed together. And then on channel 1 we still have our crunchy lead sound. That's fine, but it might be nice just to add a little drive to the drum, just to amp it up a little bit. So let's put on drive mode 1. That's quite nice. You could go nuts, of course. Or really nuts. That's a bit too much. It's quite nice just to have a little bit on the attack of that drum, just to help it cut through a bit more. Let's patch something else. So here I've patched a few more things in. First I thought that the lead sound would sound better with a little auto pan on it. Oop, that's very low. So it's just got a slow LFO. Obviously you need to be listening stereo to hear that. I've also patched in here some white noise, pink noise. Again with a little pan on it. We've also got on this input, if we turn it on, a little sound from the Qubit surface. Which we can add to the lead sound. Not you can hear the surface very much at that level, but put our kick drum back in. So that's not going to get me to the top of the charts anytime soon, but hopefully you can see what the Alpha Pro does. 4 channels of VCA with 0 crossing, overdrive, mono in, stereo out, 2 mix buses. Thank you for watching.